Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm Bill the Geek, broadcasting live from Morelia in the middle of Mexico. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We go live every Saturday, tell you what's happening in Mexico. Is it safe? Is it terrible? Are you going to get killed when you come down here? You're going to get kidnapped. They're going to put you in prison. They're going to send you to wherever the place is, and terrible things going to happen to you. But it's another great, beautiful day here in Mexico. It's about 62 degrees. It's going to be a high of about 82 degrees today with no humidity. I'm so happy, so blessed that I've got electricity, high-speed internet. The cameras are working. Both computers are working. That make Bill a very happy man. That make Bill a very happy man. We have a lot to cover today. I was on the road most of this week. It was a great trip, but I'm very happy to be at home. We got a bunch of people in the house. We got 21 people in the house. We're ready to rock and roll. We got honestly uninterested in the house. We got Brian Maiden, Ray Garcia, Tommy Sands ready to get his residency all set up. The one, the only Char Williams practicing her Spanish. Good for you, girl. Hablas español, amiga. You can do it, girl. Stephen Nathan in the middle of Canada. And let us announce here on the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, we love Canadians. We love us some Canadians. Yeah, Canadians, come on down. Ukrainians, come on down. If you're from Greenland, come on down or stay in Greenland. Stay in Canada, be free. We love them all. Just thought I would let you know. We got Axel Foley in the house. Hola, Axel. Tommy Sands. Yeah, from Raleigh, North Carolina, for my paperwork and interview residency, getting closer every day. Angela Morris. Hola, Angela. Helen in the house. Okay, let's see. Who did I miss? Oh, look who's here. SP in Kansas City. Do you know on living in Morelia until your next major birthday, like when you turn 60? I'm not understanding that at all. Randy Rudolph in the house. Ola from Ahihic. My brother and my family. I lived in the Chapala Ahihic area for a while, about 3 years. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So, okay, so here we go. I got clips for you today. Let me start out with this clip right here. Where is it? Oh, man. Okay. It's March. It's March here in Mexico. Yeah, okay. Probably all over the world it's March. But I got to show you this clip. If you look at the trees, some of the trees are purple. They're beautiful purple. Let me turn that off, turn off this comment I got highlighted over here. Then let's go back over here and turn this image back on. Okay, here we go. You're going to see some purple trees. It's March here, and those are Jacarandas trees. Jacarandas. I used to live on a street called Jacarandas, and they're beautiful. And they bloom every March, and they stay purple like that for about 2 months. In Guadalajara, they have thousands, if not millions, of these trees, especially in parks. And it's so cool. These giant purple trees cover paths in parks, and they're Their purple flowers fall off onto the paths, and they turn the paths purple. It's like being on an acid trip when you're walking through them. So I don't remember seeing Jacarandas trees in Puerto Vallarta, but maybe I just didn't know what they were. But I know they have them in Chapala, Ajijic, here in Morelia, Guadalajara. They are beautiful. So I have a bunch of clips to share with you today. Also, if you're new, announce yourself. Let us know who you are. Ask any questions. This is your show, and I'll answer any questions that I can. Sometimes I don't know the answers, but we have people in the house that are very knowledgeable, and whatever I can't answer, most of the time, somebody in the house will have an answer for you. We have people bringing up interesting comments already this morning. Randy Rudolph in the house. Reggie in the house from Laguna Beach. Ola Tooth Fairy, my neighbor here in Morelia. Great to see you. Axel. Bill, where do Americans living in Mexico get their income tax prepared? They have accountants. And most, I mean, I've lived all over the United States. I file every year. I have copies of all my tax returns. My taxes are really simple. I know, Axel, you got all that money. You know, you got gold and stocks and in property investments all over the world. So you need a serious accountant. But with most accountants, all they need is your paperwork. So you can be anywhere on the planet, have an accountant in the United States. And I see some accountants advertising on the internet to do your American, Mexican taxes. So all you need is one accountant. You just have to find an accountant who understands the expat situation. And once you get that person your paperwork, then they can send all your paperwork in. But my taxes are very straightforward and simple, and that's all I know. Cheeseburger with fries. And no, cheeseburger with frijoles, which means beans, right on. Are you always on the prowl to find another place to live? No, I'm pretty happy here in Morelia. I've been down here 20 years. I saw another fabulous place to put on my list, but I'm not moving. I think most likely I'll die here. I love here. Ola Tooth Fairy, go on with your bad self. Right on, girl. I be thinking about you. I be thinking about you, Tooth Fairy. I know you live right down the street. We got to get together, girl. We got to get together. There you go. Chris J. Yeah, good morning from Puerto Vallarta. Hola, Chris. Have you been down to Cinco de Diciembre? That's where I lived for 5 years. Or do you live in Conchas Chinas? But welcome, Chris J. Again, if you are new here, introduce yourself. Click the subscribe button. We do this every Saturday. We have we have videos coming out at least once a week. Shout out to hasta luego, people speaking Spanish like Miles. That's where I live. Cinco de Diciembre. Yeah, what was the name of I forget the name of the street that I lived on. What was the name of the street? I forget. Oh, I lived like a block away from the market, the outdoor market where they sell fish and beef and all kinds of vegetables. It was like 4 blocks from the Sheraton Hotel in that park right there. Yeah, I mean, it was an all Mexican community. 6 months, so have a good time. Enjoy. Next to the stadium. Yeah, that's where I lived. about 3 blocks from the stadium. And I'm going to say something. But when I lived there, 3 blocks from where I lived was the Ho House, the House of Hoes. And I'm not talking about House of Pancakes. I'm talking about the House of Hoes. And Chris J, let me know if that place is still there. But it was like 3 blocks from where I lived. And every night, that's where all the prostitutes were. There was just one place. There'd be like 20 prostitutes hanging out there. That was a trip. But whatever. Do realtors sell to Americans? Yes. Sounds like houses are sold cash only. Not true. How do Mexicans buy their homes generally? Generally, I'm going to say 99.99% of the time, Mexicans pay cash money. So if they're going to buy a house for $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 US, Mexicans pay cash. You can get mortgages down here, but the interest rates are going to F you up. And that's how they do it. And yes, Americans down here buy properties all the time. I love Puerto Vallarta. Is there any chance of finding a cheap room to rent? Not an apartment, just a room. Okay, there you go. I knew a guy that where was he from? He was an American. He was a retired boat guy. And he used to just show up. Every year he would just show up. All he wanted was a room, and he would rent a room. It was very inexpensive. Every year he'd come down with his suitcase and get a room. He was good to go. Okay, now the blue door is open. Okay, so let's get with the program now. So I took a trip this week, and here where it was too. You can see Morelia at the bottom of the map. And my final destination was to Yuriria. Yuriria. You can see it up there at the top of the map. It was right next to a lake. And to get there, I went through Cuetzio. And that's a Pueblo Mágico. I've done a video on Cuetzio. I did a video on it, a Pueblo Mágico. And after that, I went through Moro León. And after that, I went through Uriangato. Boy, I'm messing up all these names. I just can't help myself. So on the buses, on the way there, it's like a 2-hour bus ride, 2.5 hour. On the way back, it's like 2 hours. But it was a great trip, a great city right on the lake. And on the way, getting on the bus, got to see great views like this. Cuetzio, this is right outside of Cuetzio. Beautiful. And the thing about being on the bus, I mean, I've got my laptop with me. I can use my cell phone as a hotspot on the bus. You know, I can edit videos while I'm on the bus. There's so much that I can do while I'm on the bus. I can be on the internet on the bus using my phone as a hotspot. But the views are so beautiful that I think I looked for a hotel while I was on the bus, and I found several. But the views are either they're views like this, or they're going through Mexican communities like this, and just looking out the window and seeing Mexico's weird. If you're on the bus in Mexico and you're taking these regular country roads, you're going to see some wild shit. That's all I can say. You're just going to see some wild shit, and it's like watching a movie. Oh, there's a Pharmacia de Jesus. I'm gonna turn that on again. Here you go. Pharmacy of Jesus. Pharmacy of Jesus. Here you go. You ever seen one of them? Pharmacy of Jesus. Yeah, there you go. That's where I want to buy my drugs. Yeah, you buy at the Pharmacy of Jesus. Consulto Medico. That's the doctor's office. But I mean, look at these buildings. This is in Coatio. I was there, did a video there. They have a fabulous cathedral there. That is a must-see thing. But it's always so interesting to see these buildings. And I think these buildings are like 400 or 500 years old. This city is a Pueblo Magico. But it's, and I'm going to say one out of 10 people that you see in Mexico, they either have Gap shirts on. Yeah, Gap. You know, the Gap, who's owned by Les Wexner from my hometown, Columbus, Ohio. The Gap. One in 10 Mexicans that you see walking around in Mexico, they have on Gap shirts. They don't have a Gap shirt on. They got a T-shirt on that says California. If they don't have on a California T-shirt, they have on a T-shirt that says New York. And if they don't have one of them T-shirts on, what's that? Abercrombie and Finch, something like that. But it's just taking these bus rides is a real trip. Now, before I move ahead, I want to talk about a question that came up earlier. Let me say a couple of hello. Ray Garcia, housing government assistance is called Info Navit. Cool beans. Lenora Wilson, good morning to you. Now, I want to go back to a very important comment. Oh, Verlaine. I didn't say hello to Verlaine. Ola Verlaine. Great to see you here, girl. I got a very interesting comment. Here we go. This one right here. From Honestly Uninterested. Do you think Trump cutting down on the Social Security payments, especially to people that aren't in country and can't visit offices, would affect Mexico immigration from the U.S.? Okay, this is very important. If you're on Social Security and they, you got Elon Musk shutting down a bunch of Social Security offices in the United States. And they have 80,000 employees, but there are 72 million people in the United States, 72 million that receive Social Security checks. So 72 million people, 80,000 employees. And if there's a problem, it can be difficult to get things straightened out over the phone. And they say as of March 31st, which is like next week, you're not going to be able to resolve certain problems over the phone. Now, I've had a couple of problems with Social Security as recently as February. And To resolve my problem, I contacted the consulate here in Mexico. I initiated my Social Security with the consulate in Guadalajara. They did a great job. I had a problem with my Social Security check about 2 years ago. I resolved that with my consulate in Guadalajara. Then I moved here, had a little problem in February, and I resolved my Social Security problem with the consulate in Mexico. And then I've spent hours trying to talk to the people in the United States at Social Security. And from my experience, if you are in Mexico and you have an issue with your check not showing up, you need a change of address, you can get your problems taken care of a lot easier through your consulate. Okay, now I'm going to move ahead. Now. We got, okay, hold on a second. Okay. Brian, pretty boy, maiden, building look old, but notice very clean. It amazes me wherever you go. Buildings are old, but the streets are cleaner than anything. And Michelle, my neighbor here in Morelia, great to see you in the house, girl. It's hilarious when they are waving gap. I don't know to say the word. They're so cute. It's funny, yeah. Buenos dias. Hola. Bill, what software do you use to edit? Axel Foley. I've been editing video. Let me go down to Brian Maiden first. Click the like button. Sure, we got 56 people in the house. We got 21 likes. Yeah, and if you like the content, click the subscribe button. Axel Foley, I've been editing video pretty much like most of my life, almost, I'm going to say 50 years, kind of, sort of. But today, I use two video editing programs. My main program, they're both my main programs. I use them both every day, is Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere from, of course, Adobe. And I use many Adobe products. I still use Dreamweaver for web code, for web page code. I still use Dreamweaver. I use Photoshop a lot. I use Adobe Illustrator a lot. And I have Adobe Premiere, and because Adobe Premiere does everything. I pay Adobe $60 a month for that to access their products. The other program that I use to edit video is called Camtasia Studio, made by TechSmith. Camtasia Studio from TechSmith. Camtasia Studio is going to cost you $200. So you pay them once every 2 years as it stands today. You might be able to stretch that out for 3 years, but it's very easy. Also with Camtasia Studio, you can record your screen. So like sometimes I make how-to videos on how to do this or that on the computer. I can turn the record button on, record the audio. It's looking at my screen, recording my mouse movements, and I find that to be very handy for me. So how do I edit my videos? I use a Camtasia Studio. All the clips, for me to do my videos, I've got my phone I use for videos. Then I got the drone, had the drone up this week. That's a different video source. And then I've got my glasses. That's a different video source. And each one of those come in a different file format. My glasses come in in an old AVI format. The drone comes in, I think it's an MP4 format. From my iPhone, the videos come in an MOV format. So all the videos that you ever see me go with live on Saturday, all of those, I bring them into Camtasia Studio, convert them to an MP4 format, because the software that I'm broadcasting with now is called StreamYard, and they don't accept MOV format. They don't accept AVI format. They only accept MP4 format. So I have to convert all of those video formats into MP4 so that I can share those with you. Okay, so let's go back to some clips. Let's go back to some clips here. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. This is the beauty of being on the bus. And again, this is a Pueblo Magico Cuitzio. It's you just never know what you're going to see. Mariscos, that's shrimp. Meat markets, fruit markets, flower shops. There you go. Coca-Cola. Yeah. Dental. There's a dental place. See, you don't even have to know Spanish to be able to see that. There's the garbage. Yeah, sure. They got garbage trucks picking up the garbage. Yeah. This was my trip this week. There's the main plaza. You can go in there and buy all kinds of food to eat. And right behind the plaza is a giant 500-year-old cathedral that I did a video on about 3 months ago. Cuitzio. And just people selling T-shirts and tacos, all that kind of stuff. Another cathedral out on the main street. There you go. Yeah. So I got my computer, I got my cell phone, I can talk on the phone. I can write web page stuff. I can edit video while I'm on the bus. But now we're leaving the town, and it's always interesting. Oh, there's a. I'm gonna turn this off. Notice the graveyard. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn it back on. In about 10 seconds, you're gonna see the graveyard. It's coming up. There it is. There's the graveyard. Check it out right there. And we're leaving town, and we're off in the land of agriculture. This is the bus ride. How can you get on your computer or get on your cell phone when you're looking out the window and you have views like this? I don't think Americans understand how much agriculture there is in Mexico. Donald Trump says, "Oh, we don't need Canada. We don't need Mexico. We don't." The thing about Mexico is things don't freeze through the wintertime. So year round, you can get fresh yellow corn year round, fresh tomatoes year round, fresh avocados year round, fresh eggs year round in Mexico, fresh lumber year round in Mexico. The Mexico agriculture in Mexico is just out of this world. That's all I can say. Something I haven't said today is it's very safe here. uh, I was on the road uh, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I was so happy to come home to my apartment. Also, I want to say that usually when I'm on the road, I just eat cheeseburgers with French fries because I can take those back to the hotel room, and they may be cold, but I know what I'm eating. But when I was at the place that I went to this week, I got a torta. That I'm going to move from cheeseburgers to tortas because tortas are fabulous. It's like they're these big giant sandwiches. I got one with pork, avocado, lettuce, cheese, tomato, giant, some kind of like mayonnaise sauce. Huge. It cost me $4, but I can take that back to the hotel room. I'm good to go for like 3 days on that bad day, boy. And so whenever I can find tortas, that's what I eat. If you're in Mexico, you got to find some tortas. Let's move ahead a little bit. Now, this is another small town, and it was just filled with shops like this all along the road. Look at this. Towels. Towels, T-shirts, Gap shirts, New York shirt. This is like out in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, they got shops. And I heard my little bell ring. What happened? I think something happened. I think somebody donated to the channel. Let me check it out over here on my Gmail, see what's going on here. Who is this? This is Thomas Sands. Thomas Sands, thank you. God bless you. God bless you for contributing $25 to the channel. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. And if you want to donate to the problem, that's me. If you want to donate to the channel, that's how we pay our rent here. That's how we can travel. So this is what I do. I'm gonna talk. I don't want to talk politics, but there's a lot of weird stuff. Oh, come on. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in the United States. So and I hate to talk about my personal life, though I do talk about my personal life. I don't like to talk about my money, okay? But I do get a Social Security check. It's not a big one because I worked for myself a lot through the years. And with all this weird stuff that's going on in the Trump administration, I'm at a point now where I want to surpass my Social Security check with my YouTube business. And I think I can do that. I think it'll take me another year. And right now, I'm almost at 14,000 subscribers. Once I get to 18,000 subscribers, I think then Social Security, I will surpass that check from YouTube because I've been paying into YouTube. No, I've been paying into Social Security all my life. They might just turn it off. So, and that is, if you're thinking about moving to Mexico and you're living on Social Security, that might not be a good thing. I don't know. Also, I was thinking about there are a lot of wealthy Americans that live in Mexico. And a lot of these people sold their houses and they moved down here. So they have cash and they got like $500,000 in the bank. That ain't me, man. I know a woman. She moved to Mazatlan, bought 2 houses in El Centro. Like she bought one house in El Centro in Mazatlan, and it just happened that the house next door was for. It wasn't a house. It's like in one of those 500-year-old buildings, but the unit next door was for. So she bought that one too. So that was like $800,000. I wanted one house. I can buy 2. And then God blessed the people that worked all their life for some corporation. So you got corporate money coming in for God bless you. But I don't know what's going to happen to people. I know a lot of people, Canadians and people from the United States, that are living on that payment coming in. So, but on the other hand, Mexico, the way they changed how do you get visas down here, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year permanent visas, moving to Mexico and getting a visa is almost like moving to Switzerland or Finland, Sweden. You got to have money to move to those countries. You got to have cash to move in there if you're an expat. And that's the way Mexico is now. You can't get into Mexico unless you got some cash and live here legally. So Mexico is a very rich country. Let's go over here to comments, see what's going on. Okay, now we got a lot. Let's see what is. Here we go. Tooth Fairy. Elon Musk called the Social Security program the largest Ponzi scheme ever. Those 2 knuckleheads. Ooh, that's strong language. Want to privatize Medicare. Really trying to take care to shut down the program. Oh, well, I do have a comment on that. Elon Musk wants to take away Social Security, Medicare, but Elon Musk earns, okay, if you might want to sit down, I'm going to tell you something now. You might not know this, but Elon Musk earns $8 million a day. $8 million a day from the United States government. Hey, look it up, man. I just heard this yesterday. Elon Musk earns $8 million a day from the United States government. And that's SpaceX contracts, programs for his car companies. And then your average Social Security person gets $65 a day. He don't want people to mess with his $8 million a day. Okay, now Bill the Geek is the best. Free peoples of Middle Earth. Thank you so much, Johnny Williams. Buenos días, Bill. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que todo te vaya bien. Okay, que buena. Johnny in Tejas. Oh, that means good morning. How you doing? I hope that your trip is going good. Something like that. I say que te vaya bien all the time. I love it. Bill, ¿cómo estás? Okay, I just did that. Well, what did I miss? Same one. James Lee. Hey, Bill, are Americans from the U.S. still welcome in Mexico? James Lee, they're very welcome. Okay, let me say this. On the trip that I took this week, let me turn this comment off and let me go back to the map for you people that are just showing up. I took this trip to a beautiful place called Yuriria. That's where I went. And some of the people were very friendly. Some of the people didn't seem to be very friendly. But I think I had the same feeling when I moved to Morelia, because in Mazatlan, I really thought that the people were extremely friendly. When I moved to Morelia, I didn't think that the people in the neighborhood were as friendly as Mazatlan. But I've lived in this apartment for almost 9 months now. And I think that in my neighborhood, I think the people needed to warm up to me. I went to the dentist yesterday. Cesar and Christina, they're a married Mexican couple. They're both dentists, Cesar and Christina. And I'm getting very close with them. It ends up that my landlord gets his teeth done there, Israel. He gets his teeth done there. And then I saw some lady when I was leaving yesterday, Lupita. She lives in my neighborhood. I had met her on the street. She was walking her dog. She said, hi. And Lupita looked at, says, oh, you know him? Oh, yeah, he walks down my street every day. And I think Tooth Fairy can tell you this. It's like, all the places you shop, the people on your street, people are so friendly. So in this town that I was in, maybe the people just needed more time to warm up to me. Whatever. Yeah. So James Lee, I think I'm good down here. I love it down here. Good morning. All is well. I'm so hurt. I am not eligible for regularization. I still love Mexico and will continue to be a tourist. Good for you, girl. Of course, girl, you can always use the method that many people do. They come down for 180 days, go back to the United States for 12 hours, come on back down. You've been able to do that like forever, and you can still do it. I did it for 5 years. For 5 years, I'd come down for 180 days. And then for a day, I'd go back to the United States, come back the next day. I'm good to go. You can still do that. That is still copacetic. And we got Justin contributing to the channel. God bless you. God bless you for helping us pay our rent down here in Mexico. Holly Bill from Compton. Oh, really? I can't wait for the rainy season. As soon as it starts raining in Chapala, we are driving south. See in June. Okay, Carlos, right on. Nothing wrong with being a 6-month visitor. Yes, nothing wrong. You can come down here for 6 months and turn around and go back and come right back. Surely, I'm with you, Bill. I'm afraid money will end up and many people will suffer, especially those in other countries. So many people are still in denial. And you guys have seen my, you guys have seen some of my videos, Build Geek Unleashed. And I'm going to say a year ago before the election, it was pretty easy to do a Build a Geek Unleashed episode because it was so straightforward and basic. But now it's real complicated and people are being affected. So stay informed because you don't know, man. It's gone beyond politics and it's gone down to personal economics. And all of a sudden, anybody could be living on the street. Anybody could get picked up, and Americans can get picked up and be deported from the country for no reason. It's crazy, man. So stay informed. A guy on YouTube was stating that 60% of the people with dementia in healthcare facilities would be out on the street. Okay. Now, I want to take a That's a very interesting point. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and right outside of downtown, they have a huge. Columbus, Ohio, is the capital of Columbus. No, it's the capital of Ohio. So right down the street from the State House, they had a big mental facility. It was huge. All the cuckoos, the nutsos, they put them in there. And at the time, my job was repossessing cars for General Motors. That was my job for a year right out of college. So one time, a lady that worked there hadn't paid her bills on time, so I had to go into the nut house. It was a huge nut house. I mean, they had thousands of people living in there. So I walk in there to find the lady, and this is just a side story. But I'm in there. I'm in this big room. There must have been 1,000. I think it was a lunchroom. 1,000 of the nutty people in the eating lunch and stuff. And some guy was helping me find this lady. And the guy said, "Do you want to meet Jesus?" Like that. I mean, he looked at me and he smiled. He says, "Do you want to meet Jesus?" Well, I said, "Oh, okay." And so then he just looked out to the group and he said, "Jesus, come over here." And like 10 different people stood up and walked over to him. They all were Jesus. I mean, but this was the big giant nut house. So what happened was Reagan got into office, and this was a period of time when a lot of mentally ill people would go into these facilities and they would live there. So, and that's when Reagan cut that money. So a lot of mental health people just had nowhere to go. So, and that's what's coming up now. A lot of people are going to end up on the street. So, I'm just saying, stay informed. Buenos dias. Buck stops here. Feliz, happy Saturday. How's the weather on your travel? The weather was very good. Very hot in the daytime. Very chilly in the nighttime. I'm good with that. It was like 84 walking outside in the daytime, but no humidity. It was north. SpaceX, deport the retard back to South Africa. Woo! Tooth Fairy, tell us how. Don't hold back, girl. Tell us how you really feel. Woo! I bet Tooth Fairy's the one that been up in the United States. She probably sneaks up there, get a Molotov cocktail, be burning down Tesla business ships and burning cars. Tooth Fairy, stop that. Stop that. Stop doing that. That ain't right. Now, who is this? You can fly to other Latin countries. It's cheaper than returning to the U.S. for Lenora Wilson. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you can. You don't if you want to do the 180-day thing, you don't have to go back to the United States. You just leave Mexico and come right back. Axel Foley. Thank you very much, dude. After the show, grab a Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, mi amigo. Gracias. Dos Equis. I tell you what, Dos Equis. And for those of you that don't know, that is a Mexican beer. Dos Equis is too strong for me. A couple of Dos Equis. I drink, what do I drink? Modelo Especial. Not too strong, not too weak, not too expensive. And that's all I do. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do cocaine. What else don't I do? I don't do fentanyl. What else do I don't do anything fun but I do drink me some Modelo. I don't drink wine. I don't drink tequila. I don't drink any kind of hard alcohol. But whatever. Kimberly. Hi, Bill. Another great live. Kimberly, love you to death. You don't even have to go back to the United States. You can go to Belize or Guatemala by a bus for about $20. The overnight, you go back, and you would only need to do that 2 times a year. Yes, there you go. So as it stands right now, let me say this. I know a guy from Great Britain, and I met him in Puerto Vallarta, and he's older than me. By now, he's got to be like 80 years old. And for 30 years, he comes over for, now he's from Great Britain. He's a retired engineer, and I think he has U.S. citizenship. So he has a home or an address in the state of Washington. So for 30 years, he lives in Puerto Vallarta. He comes down from Washington every 180 days, goes back to Washington for about a week. Maybe he has a family there, something like that. But he's been doing that for 30 years. So that's how you live cheap. Okay, so let's get back on the road. I still have several video clips. Okay, now here we go. Small town. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the bus now. The bus now here. Drive. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so we're back on the road. This is another very small town. I mean, how can you be on your cell phone? How can you look at the computer? How can you watch the movie on the bus when you can just look out the window and see this stuff? I mean, look back there. See the purple tree? That's a Jacaranda tree. They come out in March, stay purple like that for 2 months. And then along the road, here's people selling stuff. I'm going to turn that off, turn it back on. You have to watch close. There you go. You got chairs, cabinets, metal cabinets. And look at the street. This is just a small town out. And look at the nice new shiny car. Of course, you have to have some art on the walls as you leave, and the police, sure, you got the police, you got carrying their AK-47s. And I think on this trip, we stopped at 2 very small bus stations. I mean, you know, I'm on the bus, and you got to look out the window, say, what is this? They got one bus. There's the bus station for this small town. Look, there's only one bus there. And I think we stopped there for like 15 minutes. And let me say that this was a 2.5-hour bus ride there. And with my senior citizen discount card, it cost me $4 one way. The most expensive thing about this trip was my taxi ride, Dee to the bus station from my apartment. That cost me like $9. $9. Okay, it's like a 10-minute drive, $9. But for the 2.5-hour bus ride, it was $4. And here's what the bus looked like. Very clean. What bus? Oh, this bus line was Flecha Amarillo. Flecha Amarillo, that means yellow arrow. and they don't have bathrooms. So you have to prepare yourself. You have to prepare yourself so that you don't have to do your business on the bus. I'm paranoid about that. Before I take a trip, the day before I eat lots of beans and vegetables. So the first thing I do in the morning before I get on the bus is go visit Mr. Bathroom. Nothing worse than being on a 2.5-hour bus ride, or God forbid, a 4-hour bus ride with no bathroom. And you have to do number 1 or number 2. So the Flecha Amarilla bus line doesn't have any bathrooms. And so, I got to look out the window. PEMX. PEMX is the national bus, is a gas company. They just started having private gas recently. There's a sport gym filled with gym equipment. This is a small town on the way to, there's an OXXO. There are 20,000 OXXOs in Mexico. And then that is Miguel Hidalgo. He's all over Mexico. But also, there's a good way to practice your Spanish, reading the signs, figuring out. And there is a Pollo Feliz right there. Pollo Feliz. That means happy chicken. They're throughout Mexico, and their chicken is not bad. It comes with potatoes. Hey, I ain't got nothing to say bad about Pollo Feliz. Pollo Feliz, happy chicken. And okay, so it's rotisserie chicken, and it comes with like chopped up kind of baked potatoes, some tortillas, fairly kind of cheap. You get a whole chicken and all that extra vegetables for like $4 or less. They're everywhere. It's dependable. When I was in Puerto Vallarta, I would eat there frequently. Pollo Feliz. Funny thing is, I saw a place driving back in one of these small towns, and the place was called Crunchy Chicken. Yes, and it wasn't even in Spanish. It was called Crunchy Chicken, and it looked like a brand new place. And the sign was the picture of this big giant white chicken, and the big white chicken was smiling like that. And the name of the place was Crunchy Chicken. That must be the competitor for Kentucky Fried Chicken, because Kentucky Fried Chicken was one of the first fast food places to come to Mexico from the United States. But I'd never seen a Crunchy Chicken anywhere in Mexico. I hope they do well. Now, let me make a note here of where I am. OXXO Pollo Feliz, number 19 here. I still got a bunch of clips. I'm going to get to the good stuff in a minute, but let me go back here to comments and see what is going on. Brian Maiden contributing to the channel once again for your travel fund. Thank you so much, Brian Pretty Boy Maiden, for contributing to the channel and to my travel fund as always in Canada. And he donated to the channel because he's a Canadian. Canadians are cool. I don't know what Donald Trump's talking about. Canadians rock my world. I'm going to tell you. Reggie Meggs, Pill. You're absolutely correct in using the bus in Mexico. Mexico's buses put Greyhound to shame. I rode on the bus in January to a few cities in Mexico, and the scenery was, as you say, fabulous. Stay cool. Thank you so much, Reggie. Hey, man, Also, I mean, hey, I can't say enough about the buses, and they're so freaking affordable and clean. Some of them have movies. Even this bus, Flecha Amarillo, Yellow Arrow bus line, they had charger for your phone. Some of the buses have electrical outlets, so I can plug in my laptop and get regenerated as we go down the road. And then the scenery is like being in a movie. But Reggie Makes, thank you so much for contributing to the channel so that we can make these trips. Oops. Yeah, okay. I was wondering. I thought so. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you so much. Hey, Builds, it's a beautiful sunny day in Atlanta, keeping my head on swivel in case Trump wants black men deported. Yep. Mex in 60 days. Come on down before you get deported. Woo, I'm telling you, man. Hey, some people say, well, that's political. That's political. Well, when they come pick you up in the middle of the night and nobody knows where you went for no reason, people won't be saying that's political there. Then, and then somebody just donated to the channel over here. Oh, Char Williams just donated to the channel. She donated $21.15. Thank you. God bless you, Char Williams. She clicked on the donation button down in the description. Thank you so much, Char. And thank you so much, Doc, for contributing to the channel. I didn't say thank you. If you ever donate and I don't say thank you, then I just made a mistake and I'm sorry. So let's get back. I still got a lot of more, and I still have a lot of video clips. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to stop that. And before we move ahead, I'm going to show you this. And notice above Coizio, you see Uriangato. And you're in this next video, you're going to see the sign for Uriangato. So here we go. That's the sign, but it's going to come and go very quickly. Here you go. There it is right there. I'm gonna show it to you one more time. Here it is. Fast. There. So this is the little town we're driving through now. And there were a lot of people on the bus going from this small town to that small town. They looked bored. They must do it every day. But to me, it was very interesting just to see, ooh, what is that? And I'm reading the sign, Mayora y Venta por Pacate. Okay. Super, whatever. They use the word super down here a lot. Super means really good. And then, of course, you got sure some greenery in the middle of the town, but all of these shops right out on the street. And this is there's my bus line, Flecha Amarillo, right there. Then of course we have to go to the bus station. This is a different bus station. Here we go. A lot of buses here in this small town. This small town's about 20 minutes from my final destination. And so, okay, now I'm going to show you my hotel room. This is where I stayed. And I'm going to show you the pictures, the place on the internet. I found the place ahead of time. I think in a second you're going to see the quote unquote bus station for this town. Let me show you the name of the town again. Here we go. What I'm going to show you now, we are in Yuriria. Yuriria. Actually, it's a beautiful town. I could live there. It was beautiful. So I get to town. I have a list of hotels I can stay in. I have a suitcase with wheels on it. Then I have my backpack with my computer in it and stuff like that. So once I get off the bus, all I have to do is find the hotel. But I found the hotel first on my list, and I had the owner, Tooth Fairy, like 2 weeks ago. Tooth Fairy said, "Oh, well, before you get a room, you should always look at it. Go in and look at it before you." So that's what I did. I said, "Well, can I see the room?" And the room, it was just a room. And when I say a room, it was like maybe 12 feet by 12 feet. They had a little teeny tiny window. It looked like a prison cell. I said, no, I don't want to stay here. So next on my list was the place that I'm going to show you now, which, and what really surprised me, this was kind of a shocker, but what really surprised me is the small room place on the internet. It said that it was like $50 a night, but I asked the guy how much it was, and it was like $25 a night. So there are places on the internet that are charging you twice as much as the room, but if you just go there and walk in, it's going to be half as much. Now, let me move here. Now, okay, so this place right here, here we go. Let's go into this. Here we go, right here. There, I'm in the hotel room. This is like a 10-minute walk from El Centro. Very clean, very nice bathroom. I got a story to tell. Oh, look at the toilet paper. I carry my own toilet paper with me. I'm going to start this video again. Sure, why not? There I am. Yep, here we go. And let's look at the toilet paper. Sure, that's Continental. I carry my own toilet paper. Is twice as big and twice as soft and twice as absorbent also. And then I carry other equipment with me. When I'm taking a trip, look at my equipment. This is in the bedroom. Let's go in the bedroom, see what's going on. Sure, I got a little sliding door. But look, I got my my extension cord, that orange thing, the extension cord. I have my surge protector, my laptop, that plastic bag. I can edit. There are my glasses. I can edit video. I can take my computer out. Yeah, I take surge protector. I take electrical converters so I know that my plug-in stuff is going to work. And here is the view from my hotel room right there. It's got a swimming pool outside. It was very peaceful. I didn't see any mosquitoes, which really surprised me. Very nice, very quiet. And this hotel room was $25 a night. $25 a night. That's right in my budget. And this place was a 10-minute walk from El Centro, and that's where the bus station was. So Thursday morning, when the sun came up, I got my suitcase on wheels. I walked to El Centro, got a bus. I was on the bus at 7:20 in the morning, and it was a beautiful walk. And here I'm walking down into the lobby of my $25 a night hotel. That is the receptionist. I don't know what her name was. All kinds of places. This hotel did not have a restaurant, but they had a cheeseburger hot dog place right next door, and it's 10 minutes from El Centro. That was cool. And from the lobby, you could walk out to the luxurious swimming pool. Here we go. I mean, the place was clean. I wish they would have had a table and a chair in my room, but it was very clean, very safe, very quiet, and $25 a night. That's the cheapest place I've stayed in Mexico, like in 20 years. That's pretty good. There we go. But I think on my next trip, on future trips, I'm going to look more and more into Airbnbs. Oh, look, now down in the lobby, they did have a microwave and a water machine. But having traveled so much through the United States and having stayed in hundreds, if not thousands of hotels in the United States, I mean, I'm spoiled. In the United States, every hotel has a microwave and a little refrigerator in it. Everywhere you go, I mean, that's just standard, okay? But in and in this hotel, everything in the room was nailed down. It's like it was glued to the wall, nailed to the wall. Everything. You had to turn your towels in at the front desk when you left. Whatever. Mexico. And let's look at the sign. Here's a better sign. Here you go. Tiberades. If you look up this place on the internet, it says it's going to cost 1,100 pesos a night. That's like $55. That's $55. But if you go there and just walk in to the place, it's going to cost $25 a night. All right, so let me make note of where I am stopping here. Okay. Now let's go to comments and see what's going on. I still have a lot of videos to share with you. I've got about 10 more video clips to share with you. And on this trip, I came back with 120 video clips. And I collected 47 of them for this broadcast, and we'll go into the city next Saturday. Okay. So yeah, I'm loaded this Saturday. Okay. Now, surely maybe the right wingers think the black people will replace the migrants in the field. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hey, man. Woo, that's a whole different story. Because all the migrants coming into the United States for the seasonal jobs, they need these people. Whatever. Tooth Fairy, I think Mexico is where you should live if you lose Social Security. A special come to Morelia, since you could get a 2-bedroom for $225 a month. Thank you, Tooth Fairy. Right on. In these towns you visited, was it pretty much Spanish speaking, or could you find some English speaking? Okay, Brian. I can't even hardly talk, Brian. Brian, Pretty Boy Maiden. I'm thinking. Let me think. I'm scanning my brain. I'm scanning. I'm scanning. I'm trying to think about 3 days on the road. For 3 days, no one spoke any English. 3 days in these towns, no one spoke a word of English. I didn't try to speak English. Okay. Yeah. I didn't try. So I'm going to say, no, it was all zip nada. Nada, Brian. Sounds good, but what if Social Security is your only source of income? I don't know how to make money online. Yeah, man, you got to have some money. You come down, you got to have some income. Okay. I spent a night at a hotel the other night. Oh, it cost me $126. Yeah, that's a lot. $126. And when I first moved to Morelia, my Airbnb before I moved into this place was like $100 a night. It was great, but $100 a night, I can't afford to go on the road and spend $126 a night. If I go on the road once a week, spend a couple of nights, that's like $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month. I can't stay in business. Nice hotel room, Bill. I hope you had a chance to enjoy that pool. Oh, yeah. I was out there swimming laps like crazy. Bill, you're a very informative and joyful man. I look forward. Oh, Marquita Taylor, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I do what I can with what I got. That's what I thought. Kim J. Hello, Kim J. Hello, everyone. Shirley, you can still live here if you have no money. You can teach English online and don't need a degree. That can suffice you. I live a luxurious life here, and my expenses are only $800 a month. Yeah, $800 a month. You can live really good down here on $800 a month. And look who's here. None other than Rudy Clemens and Mazatlan. And that's what I think. Ola Bill, moving into our new house on the 1st. You got to email me about that, man. Is that going to be in Mazatlan? Now you guys getting a house? Oh, right on, Rudy and Sheila, right? Oh, we got to hear all about that. Now, let's head back. I still got some videos left. Let's go to video number. Okay, so I'm in the hotel, and I tell you what, when I'm on the road, I feel really guilty because I'm not walking my morning walk, which is so important to me, my hour morning walk. But once I get to the hotel, I know that, okay, I got to go out and shoot some videos like right now. I got to get out into the city and go shoot videos like right now. And so this is on Tuesday. So I left, the bus left here around 8:20. I was in the hotel by 11:20. As soon as I got there, unpacked my stuff, get out on the street and start walking. But I walked around the city for like 6 hours. So I actually did get in my walk, and this city was beautiful. Let's take a peek here. And then I do my research. So before I get to anywhere that I'm going, I get on the internet and I search for, what is there to see in this place? I get a list, and it ends up that my hotel was a block away from the Malecon. 1 block away from the Malecon, which is right on one of the lakes in the city. So I'm going to leave the hotel room, and here I go. Now I'm walking to the Malecon. I got about a half a block to go. Notice how clean the streets are. And the houses may look very small, but they're all very deep. They probably go back about half a block. And many times behind the walls that you see are gardens. That's a little tienda. There was a little tienda next door that sold hamburgers, hot dogs, tacos. This town is known for small, deep fried fish or soup. Fish soup. This town is known for its soup. And now I'm getting to the Malecon right now. Here we go. And all that green stuff here. Here's the name of the city. Yuriria. It's a pueblo mágico. A magical city since 2012. And this is almost like a pier. All of that green vegetation, that is vegetation that grows on the lake. So you can't walk on it. That's all that green vegetation. And this is in the state of Guanajuato. This is a half block from my hotel. This is the Malecon. They had lots of fish places here, fresh fish soup. It was beautiful. It was quiet. It was clean. It was safe. And surprisingly, there weren't any mosquitoes. I mean, that shocked me. I didn't have, they had a screen door on my hotel balcony, which was very cool, and a fan. But this is right on the Malecon. Beautiful, quiet, clean, safe. And my research showed that you could get a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished apartment in this town for $250 a month. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished, $250 a month. And gastronomy, that is food, wellness. I wonder if that's English or is that Spanish? Enologio, that's kind of destilados, drinks. Negocios, that's business. Deportes, that's sports. Yeah, and here is the sign. This surprised me also, Pueblo Mágico. And notice that what we were looking at is the Yuriria Lagoon. And notice, you might not be able to see it, but that's all in English, which really surprised me. This is one of the first small towns that I had been in where the signs were in English. And now I'm going to walk down the Malecon. This is the Malecon. This is Tuesday. I'm going to say it's about noon. I'm sure on a Sunday morning or maybe in the evenings, this place is probably loaded up with people. There were many restaurants along my route here. And as I walk here down the beautiful, clean Malecon, right now I'm about 1 block away from my hotel room. The other thing about my hotel room is the bed was like a queen size bed, which is fine. It was just me. But now I'm used to my king size, super size, king size bed. I'm spoiled. You know, I love my king size bed. So I'm walking along the Malecon many wonderful restaurants like this. And we're going to look at the sign up here. At the bottom of the sign, it says caldos. That's fish soup. Camarones. That's shrimp. Cocktails. That's cocktails. And, of course, traditional kind of stuff. And I'm going to close out I'm about maybe 3 blocks from my hotel room. This is where your donation money comes in. I get on the road, get on the bus, go to the hotel, grab the camera, and get out and go into the streets so that I can share these videos with you. That is what we do. That is what we do at the Bill Dallas Lewis channel. We make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. My clips, and again, like when I put up a video, these days I try to keep my videos down to 10 or 12 minutes. And then my promise has been to everybody that shows up on Saturday that I never surprise you. I always show you these video clips before I put up the video. So if you show up on Saturday, you see much more of the video that I put into, because we've been on like an hour and a half. I probably have like 30 minutes of video. And this is just 1/3 of the videos that I shot. So when you show up on Saturdays, it's like seeing everything. So next week I have the videos of the city itself. They have a huge cathedral that's out of this world, and they have a volcano crater that I visited that is also a lake, and I took the drone there, and I got some fabulous drone shots of the lake. I got fabulous shots of the plazas and the beautiful streets, and I will share those with you next week. Now, let's go back over here. Let's go to comments, see what be going on. Virginia, Ola, Virginia, great to see you here from Long Island, New York. Surely it's very expensive to live in America without money. I tell you what, I can't imagine living in the United States. I can't afford to live I can't afford to live the way I do. I live in luxury. It was like a Tooth Fairy said a few minutes ago. She said, I live in luxury down here. I live in luxury down here. I can afford rent, food, trips. I can't afford to do this. And many Mexicans want to move to the United States, move to California. You crazy, live in California? If I moved to California to have this apartment probably cost me like $3,000 a month in California. I'd have to have like 5 jobs. No, I don't think so. Jamie in Montreal, good morning, Jamie. Great to see you could make it. Thank you, Tooth Fairy. I thought you needed a bachelor's degree. I'm in my 70s. Hope they hire old teachers. Okay. Good morning, I app. All right, you guys. I appreciate your travels and hard work, Bill. Oh, thank you so much. You are so fun and informative. Shirley, thank you very much. Okay, now let me see what's on my list. I went back to the dentist this week, got my teeth cleaned yesterday. He charged me $25 to clean my teeth. That's Cesar. And he wants me to do a video about him. I'm looking at my list here. Did I get everything on the list? Oh, the value of the peso. The value of the peso went up a little bit at the beginning of the week, just a little bit, but then it went back down. It went up a little bit, but then it went back down to where it's been for about the last 3 or 4 months. So again, if you are new here, if you liked content, click that subscribe button. If you picked up any information, please click the like button. And clicking the like button and clicking the subscribe button is free. Okay, now let's see. Brian Maiden. Thank you very much, Brian, for showing up, contributing to the channel, being Canadian. We love it when you Canadians show up here and show us how wonderful and generous you are. You too. Have a great weekend, Brian. Frank, ha ha ha. You're behind on what? Oh, that see? Yeah, man. What? This apartment I'm in here, 1 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, California. It's going to cost me $3,500. I'd have to sell drugs. I'd have to be a pimp, or I'd have to be a jigaboo. I'm already a jigaboo. I meant a gigolo. I'd have to be a gigolo if I moved to California. I have to sell my body. I have to sell my precious body every night. Oh. Okay. My light bill was only $10. Internet, $23. Fresh fruits and vegetables, about $40. I'm a vegan. Drinking water, less than $4 a month. Gas, $38. Yeah, we can live it. Crazy Boy Radio in the house. Good morning to you, Crazy Boy. Great to see you in the house as always. I never saw the lake. Where did it go? The lake. Okay. Let me backstep. Let me backstep to answer your question right here. Here we go. Here's the lake right here. KC, that is a lake. But that is all like vegetation that floats on top of the lake. When I lived on Lake Chapala, the city would have like tractors and stuff eat that stuff up so that you could see the lake. But all that greenery, that is on the lake. Those are like water lilies or something that float on the lake. That was the lake. There you go, Kim J. I'm late this morning and missed where the videos are taken. The videos were taken here. Here we go. Right here in Yuriria, the city. It starts with a Y. It is at the top of the map. You can see Morelia at the bottom of the map, and you can see the lake above the city name. I think there you go, Yuriria. And next week I will have about 40 video clips of walking through this beautiful, wonderful Pueblo Magico. There you go. That is where these video clips come from. Too funny. If you sold drugs, that would be the norm. That's funny. Shirley. Okay, you're very yeah. What part sounds what part Shirley Tooth Fairy lives with me here in Morelia. Bill, people, free peoples of Middle Earth. Okay, now, so I want to thank everybody for showing up today. I want to thank you. If you're new here, click that subscribe button, click the like button on the way out. It's free. Subscribing is free. I'm going to put out, I think, 2 videos this week. That's what I think. I found a new city to go to. I think I'm going to be in town this week. I'm going to be in town this week, put up 2 videos. I found a fabulous place to go to the following week. So we got a lot going on here. For everyone, thank you so much. oh, oh, you're very welcome. Kim J, you're very welcome. Pimp a sell your body every day. It's exhausting. Yes. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I hope everybody has a great Saturday. It's springtime. Let's see now. I'll answer questions. Wonderful show. As Mary Jane, thank you so much. Plum, do you have family in the USA? Do you ever miss them? I do have family in the USA. No, I do not miss them. I do not miss them. No, I don't. I love Mexico. I tell you what, I love my life every day. I feel so good. And Michelle in Morelia, Tooth Fairy in Morelia, they love it down here. I think they love life down here. I feel so alive. And I mean, so many of I've been down here 20 years. I've always been adventurous my entire life. I've owned my own businesses. I had one of the first websites on the planet. I was one of the first person to use an interface like this to teach computer classes over the internet. One of the first people. I was one of the first people to do illustrations for children's books on computers. One of the first. I've carved out my life. So many of my family members lived the traditional way. They went and worked for somebody else, worked for the government. They sold out, became slaves. And, do I miss that? No. I only like to be around people that are free. And Tanya in Seattle, girl, thank you so much for contributing to the channel. I appreciate that so much. Come on down here, girl. Come on down. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. This is running as my machine. I changed my channel name. Okay, cool. Right on. Liston Henry in Morelia. We got to hook up one day, dude. Thanks. Thank you so much. Next week's show will be much better. Oh my God. Thanks for the response. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Do I miss my family? Fuck no. Do I miss the United States? Fuck no. I don't. And I have no desire to step one toe in the United States, period. I love it down here. I'm free down here. I'm looking out my window. And for those of you that don't know, what I'm looking at when I look out the window here. Let's see. I'm looking out my window when I do my eyes like this, and it looks like I'm on a drug trip or something, because what's he looking at? Here's what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking out the window. This is what I see. I'm sitting in front of my two computers, and I'm at the computer a lot, even if I'm just watching informative YouTube videos. And this is what I see all day for $440 a month. That's what I see. I walk down 3 blocks and the markets are down there. The fish market's down there. The beef market, the vegetable markets. I can walk 6 blocks. I'm at a mall. I walk 4 blocks to my dentist office. I mean, hey man, I walk walk down here to shoot some video. This is a block away from my dentist office. This is a block away from my dentist's office, 3 blocks away from where I live. I don't need a car. I'm good. I'm totally good. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. I don't miss anything about the United States. Have you ever thought about doing apartment tours in different areas of Mexico? I would love to see them. Oh, I haven't thought of that. I think I have done that, actually. Now, have a great week. KC, SP, and KC, thank you for your great works. Love you, man. Love you too, KP. All right, y'all. And for those of you that are watching the rebroadcast, if you would like to support the channel, there's a donate button in the description below. And I'm getting ready to say adios, amigos. Let me click a button over here. And I just want to tell everybody, love you all. It's springtime. Spring has begun. So everybody have a great Saturday. Love you all. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for saying hello. Thanks for donating to the channel. Well, okay. I got to get these next 2 comments. Kim J. Bill, I also can't imagine returning to the States. I can't either. Virginia, just the maintenance at my co-op fee is $859. So my rent is $1,500. That includes that fee. Electric $100, gas $100. Yeah, it's expenses to go out and be a hoe girl. Get out on that corner, bring in some additional income. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't be proud. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do what you got to do. All right, so I'm Bill the Geek. I'm out of here, and I want to share my love with everyone. I'm going to say adios. I'm going to say hasta luego. And finally, I'm going to tell everyone, que te vaya bien, happy spring. Have a great weekend. Be safe, be prosperous, and have a good time. Go out and boogie, 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 boogie. Adios.